Hi everybody, Alex Deploy here from Expert Forex, and in this video I'm going to give you some tips on how to find the very best settings for your indicators. Now on your screen you'll see our website, Automated MT4 Indicators. We have a number of EAs where we have taken indicators and created trading systems for them. So getting the settings for your indicators at the best levels is very important. So let's dive right into it. Now at first we're going to use the RSI indicator, and on your screen you can see the RSI indicator loaded 3 times on this particular chart. The idea why I'm loading it 3 times, and this is what I recommend you do too, is to see the differences between the various settings. So let's start and have a look at the RSI settings. Now the RSI is a momentum indicator which identifies overbought and oversold environments, and on the indicators on the screen the overbought is at a level of 80 and the oversold is at a level of 20. Now I have 3 RSIs loaded. The one is for 21, the other one is for 3, and the other one is for 10. So you're getting a sort of a balanced view of these indicators. So let's have a look at the signals that we get looking at the various settings. Now I'm going to firstly look at the 21 setting here. Now you can see the 21 setting, the indicator does not reach the overbought or oversold environment. So it is not suitable for trading signals that are based on overbought readings or oversold readings. That setting is not sensitive enough to give us overbought and oversold readings. So clearly, if we were to plug that setting into an EA, we would get no trades because there are just no overbought or oversold readings. Now I'm going to have a look at the 10, and the 10 is the yellow one, and the 10 on this screen is only given 2 signals and maybe one over there, 3 signals. So we've only had 3 signals using a 10 setting. So firstly, the number of signals must be noted, and then the accuracy of the signals. Here's one where it went overbought and came back. Pretty good signal. It signaled the buy right at the bottom of the trend. Then here's one where it signaled a sell at the top of this trend. It wasn't quite at the top of the trend, but it still had quite a nice downward movement after that. So those 2 signals were, although there were few signals, they were quality signals. And that's one of the principles I want to show you in this video, is that sometimes fewer signals are good because they are of a higher quality nature. All right, so let's move on and look at the RSI with the 3 signal. Now, as you can see, it's actually picking up some really good turning points in the market. There's the, and I'm just starting randomly in this one. There's a nice signal that it caught. Now, the second signal, as you can see, it's too early. The trend was still going down and it signaled a buy halfway down the trend. And then the second one was a good one. It actually caught the turning point in the market. And then let's just go on. Here's another subtle turning point that it caught. There's another subtle turning point that it caught. Not bad ones. Then here's one where it signaled a signal that was too early in the market. It then signaled another one that was a little bit too early but then it caught this one that signaled the uptrend into that particular one, and then it signaled another one. So what you can see is it's signaling a lot more signals. Some of the signals are give trends that are of short duration, but some also of long duration, and there are a few signals that are too early, like that one was too early and that one over there was too early. So the setting of 3 is a good one, and I'll just carry on. There it's caught a nice turning point in the market. There it's caught a turning point. It did go down short duration. There's another example of a signal that was too early. Halfway through the trend it gave a signal, and then it gave another signal at the end of the trend. So it did make up for its incorrect signal. And then here's another one much too early in the trend, and then it caught, and then again much too early into the turning point. So what we can see here is that the 3 setting is too sensitive. It gives too many signals. A lot of them are way too early in the trends. That gives you a clue that the 3 setting is too sensitive, and that you would get a lot of whipsaws. In other words, whipsaws are transactions that don't work out. So using these readings here, we can start with 10 is good because it almost gave 100% success rate. Although it only gave 2 signals, it gave 100% success rate. The 3 reading gave about 12 signals, and quite a big percentage of them were too early and would have resulted in losses. So now I know that the best setting is somewhere between 10 and 3. And all I do then is I go and I change those settings. So I go in, and here's our 2 window, and I'll just edit that. Now the 3, so I'll make the 3 a 5 and see if that improves or gets rid of those whipsaw signals. So here we go, we're making that a 5. Okay, so now the 3 has turned into a 5, and let's have a look at the signals that we're getting now. So now you can immediately see that the 3 has resulted in fewer signals, and let's just go through the signals again. Here's a very good one that we got. There's still an early one there, and it looks like nothing we can do about that. And then the next one was really good. Then the next one, a good signal but of short duration. And the next one, yes, that was a good one. Got quite a big run down there, but missed the one going up. So maybe this one is now not sensitive enough, and maybe we're missing a few really good signals going up. Like for instance, that one it caught the previous time, it didn't do it this time. There's the early signal that's again, and there's the good subsequent signal that's kept us in the trend for quite a long time. And there's the first sell signal, a little bit too early. As you can see, the trend's continuing, but not too serious. So it looks like the setting for this particular currency and for this particular time frame is between 5 and 4 is most probably the correct setting for this particular currency and time frame. And I mentioned the time frame and the currency specifically. You have to have a setting for every time frame and every currency because they are all different. For instance, the pound New Zealand is very volatile. It's a hyper currency. It should be on Ritalin. And then you have another currency like most probably the euro pound, which is a low volatility currency, and it doesn't perform well. So you can't use the same settings on currencies that have different profiles. So you have to do this kind of exercise for every currency that you trade, and also for every time frame that you trade. But it's worth it, because after you know the principles, after a while you have your favorite settings for certain time frames and for certain currencies, and you don't have to do this over and over again every time. For instance, I know exactly what kind of settings I use for particular currencies in particular time frames already, because I've done this so often. But I'm showing you how to get there. Now, this is the manual way of getting there, and I'll show you an automated way of getting there too. But it's important that you understand that settings, your period setting, the number of periods that you're setting your indicator for, in other words, how many candles back it is reading in order to get the setting that it averages out, is very important in terms of sensitivity. Sometimes your indicator can be too sensitive, resulting in too many transactions and too many whipsaw losses. Sometimes the settings can be insensitive and it can result in no trades at all, as we've seen with the 21 setting. And then sometimes it's more or less correct, gives you quality settings with no whipsaws. It's a bit like the Snow White effect. The bed's not too hard, it's not too soft, it's just right. And your job as a Forex trader is to find the one that's just right. And I've given you some clues here. Now, I hope I've given you some ideas, and some of this might be quite basic for experienced traders. But if you need more information on this, if you want to see other indicators, me applying this to other indicators, other currencies, please list them in the comment section, and I will do those in future videos. But the principle with all indicators is exactly what I've shown you here. You've got to put 3 of the indicators on. If you were doing the moving average, you'd put 3 moving averages on, and you'll see how many whipsaws and how many transactions result from the various settings. It doesn't take long for you to realize which settings are the good ones and which ones aren't. If you like this video, please click on the like. If you're a first-time viewer and you haven't joined my channel, please join my channel and click the bell so that you get notified when I publish a new video. Also, in the comments column, please put any information you want about trading indicators, because this is the first video in a series of videos that address specifically the trading of indicators and how you determine settings and which factors you have to take into account when trading indicators. So from me, Alex Deploy, cheerio.